واجتنابه. نسأل الله سبحانه وتعالى أن يتقبل منا صلاة العشاء بجماعة الحاضرين المسلمين إنه على كل شيء قدير. اللهم إنا نسألك العفو والعافية في الدين والدنيا والآخرة. Dear brothers and sisters, tonight we're going to continue with another chapter. Alhamdulillah, we were able to finish last night Asbab al-Nuzul, the reasons of revelations. I remember that I mentioned that possibly I'll finish it in 10 minutes, but it went double time. It was, I believe, about 20 minutes. So my apologies for last night. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us among those who summarize things in a more efficient way, inshallah. So tonight we're going to talk about another chapter, and this chapter is about the structure of the noble of the Qur'an and the styles of the surah in it. Again, the structure of the noble Qur'an and the styles of the surahs in it. Imam al-Dahlawi rahimahullah ta'ala wa nafa'ana Allahu bihi, he says that the noble Qur'an has not been arranged in chapters and in a different chapter or section. So you have, for example, a chapter, and then right on top of that chapter you have a description of what that chapter is about. Or you have Imam says the Quran assumes a structure similar to a collection of ordinances. Just as a king issues an edict, second edict, and so on. And eventually it becomes an compilation of many edicts. Someone then collects them all and makes an orderly analogy of them. So there are different messages. For example, let's say there is a king who has written different ordinances, laws and things like that. And now there is a person later on who is assigned to do that, to compile all of those laws that are in separate pieces of paper, for example, take them all together and puts them together in one book. In this case, we have Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala who is revealing the verses to Prophet Muhammad alayhi salatu salam, or revealing surahs to Prophet alayhi salatu salam. And it was not the option of the humans, it was not the selection of the humans to put these surahs together or to put the different verses together, but it was the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the one who put them together based on a divine inspiration. So yes, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala did not put them together like that, because we know that there would be certain verses, for example, of Surah Al-Baqarah that were revealed on this day, and then later on it might have been some verses from Surah Ali Imran next day. And the day after that, it could have been some verses from Surah An-Nisa being revealed. But then later on, it was Prophet ﷺ, before he passed away, the one who put these surahs and also put the ayahs in order. He's the one who did that. So someone, during the prophetic era, such surahs were preserved and compiled separately. Then during the era of Sayyidina Abu Bakr radiallahu ta'ala anhu and Sayyidina Umar, all the surahs were incorporated into one volume in a specific sequence. The collection was named Mushaf, collection of sheets. Again, Mushaf, we use this word a lot. Mushaf means a collection of sheets or scrolls. Quran is the recitation that was revealed to Prophet ﷺ, but Mushaf was not revealed to Prophet ﷺ. So that's a distinction between these two words, Mushaf and Quran. Mushaf is a recitation, Mushaf is the book compiled of all of these scrolls or papers together, put it into one, and the Quran, as I said, it is the recitation. So I don't want to go into the history but it would be, inshallah, very important to go one night in the future and go over the details of how the Quran was preserved, because that is very interesting as well. Many non-Muslims, guys, I would appreciate if you can just be a little bit quiet, please. I would appreciate if you can be quiet, because we can hear you all the way here. It would be interesting, as I said, to get into the details of how it was preserved. Some non-Muslims who are against Islam, they would depend on that story in order to make Muslims look bad or make Islam look bad. But again, there is so much that they can go because things are preserved, and there is a lot of information, inshallah, that we'll go in the future through and talk about them. But anyways, it was written during the time of Sayyidina Abu Bakr, compiled in one book. And then later on, it was copied during the time of Sayyidina Uthman radiallahu ta'ala anhu. Now, people, they say, and this is one of the first questions right away, they say, why was not the Qur'an written down as one book during the time of the Prophet? Qur'an was written down during the time of the Prophet. There is no doubt that the Qur'an was definitely written down during the time of the Prophet. Not by one companion, but by so many companions. However, logically, when you think about it, when the Qur'an is still being revealed to the end of the Prophet ﷺ's life, how would you put a book together when an author, for example, who is writing chapters after chapters, and he did not finish the writing of that book, how is he going to put the book together without finishing it first? So, as I said too, the Qur'an was still being revealed, and at the end, after Prophet ﷺ passed away, the Qur'an was completed before he passed away, and after he passed away was put together as one book. But it's important to know that it was preserved both orally and in a written format as well, by many companions and not by one. And we know that the Qur'an comes to us in a mutawatir way. Inshallah, we leave it here tonight. But again, there are differences between the scholars in regards to historians, in regards to more than that. But copies, it's important to know that remember that you're talking about in days when there was no internet, there was no TV, there was no apps that we have nowadays. So they had to study with a book, and to write a book was not something easy. So Islam was being spread all over the world. And in order for these people who were embracing Islam to understand the recitation of the Quran according to the way how it was revealed to Prophet ﷺ, they needed to have a source, which they didn't have for these first years of the Khilafah of Sayyidina Abu Bakr, and also during the time of Sayyidina Umar. So people, they were memorizing things wrong. Not Arabs in particular, perhaps Arabs as well, but mainly non-Arabs, because Arabic was not their language. But if they had a source where they could rely on, things would have been easier. So therefore, there was a need to copy the first copy of the Quran, or the Mus'haf, to be more correct, the Mus'haf that existed at the time of Sayyidina Abu Bakr radiallahu ta'ala anhu. Wa sallallahu wa sallam wa barik ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Barakallahu fikum.